router bits, router collets, and how to use them properly. Microjig, like some other manufacturers, we provide you with a line on the bit that shows you where the collet should be. And under normal circumstances, that's what you should do. You're going to put the bit in until the line is close to the collet, and that's where you're going to clamp it in place. The less that's sticking out here, the less flex and vibration you get, which is desirable. However, when you're using a router base, either our router base or one that you make yourself in the shop, that extension may need to come out more. But you always want to make sure that your collet is properly gripping the bit. The collet actually is slotted so that it grips the bit evenly along both sides along the length of the collet or the shank. And that's important. If you pull this too far out, then the collet is not going to grab properly. It'll be holding the bit like this, and that's going to allow it to come loose. So you always want the collet full of your shank. But if you look, our line under normal circumstances gives you a fair amount of shank sticking out from the bottom of the collet. Collets come in different sizes, so this is not always going to be the case. But for these small routers, this is pretty common. You can push that back until it just fills the rest of the collet. And now you've got the extension here to be able to use any router base, any reasonably thickness router base with your system. And the same goes for our dovetail bit. Now this is a collet from a larger router. It is deeper, but notice that the 1/4 inch part is quite a bit down inside. So once again, position your bit so that it's filling the collet that it can touch, and you'll have plenty of extension here. The collet always needs to be filled with bit in order to hold properly. Anything that extends beyond that is just not necessary. So when you're using a base and you need a little bit of that extra extension, you can take the collet out of your bit or your router and visually check and make sure that it's filling the collet, and then put it back together.